You might feel discouraged. You might feel like it's taking too long. But whatever you do, keep praying. In 1 Thessalonians, we are instructed to pray continually. Why? Because prayer changes things. Listen, it's all about persistence. Anytime you know that you are crying out to God for something, praying and believing God for something, you have to remember that God is on his timeline, not ours. And you also have to remember that you have an adversary. So the enemy is going to try and block your prayers, or delay them, I should say, because he can't block nothing. He's going to try to delay them, but he cannot keep the prayers from being answered. He can hold stuff up in the spirit, but this is why we have to continue to pray, because our prayer changes things. Listen, if you don't believe me, let's go to the story of the widow, okay, that Jesus told the parable about. This was in Luke 18. Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. He goes on to talk about this judge that didn't believe in God and didn't care about what people thought about him. But this woman was persistent, and she kept going to this judge for justice, and she kept going and she kept going and she kept going, and she would not stop. And finally the judge said, let me go ahead and give this lady some justice so she can leave me alone. Okay. Jesus went on to say, if this judge who didn't even believe in God, who was basically a heathen, an unrighteous, rebellious person, okay, if this person being evil could give justice to this woman, how much more do you think God will do for you? These are the sober reminders that we need, that if man, being evil, being away from God, can give justice, can do good, surely we should trust the word of our Father in heaven. He will bring justice to your situation. You don't have to get all riled up thinking that God is not going to answer your prayers. He absolutely 100% is, but you have to be persistent. You can't just give up and be like, well, he didn't answer me. I prayed and asked him last week to come through. Yes, sometimes it feels like it's taking forever, but I promise you, when he does answer, first of all, it's going to be in a way that you didn't expect. Secondly, it's going to blow your mind. Thirdly, you are not going to be able to stop praising his name, because the blessing is going to be so on time. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so amazing. All you're going to be able to say is, Lord, I'm sorry for doubting you. Because listen, God knows what we have need of when we have need of it. And you might be praying for something that is not really what God has for you, but he's going to bring something better. But regardless, you have to remain persistent, okay? Because God is going to make sure that the outcome is in your favor each and every time. If God tells us to keep praying, it is a reason for what God is telling us to do. It's because something is happening, okay? We don't always understand things in the spirit, but we can discern. Many times we approach our spiritual life through a natural lens, and that's where we get everything all messed up. You must understand that God is spirit. And so therefore, if we are understanding him, we must understand him in the spirit. What does his word say? To worship him in spirit and in truth. In spirit. Don't worship me in the natural. Worship me in the spirit. That's where things happen. That's where all the stuff takes place. That's where everything happens, that it results in something natural happening. Okay. Everything natural is a result of the spiritual. You being here, me being here is a result of God saying, let there be you, let there be me, come forth. And here we are. Everything we look at, the sun shining in the sky, is a result of God saying, let there be light. And boom, we got a whole big old light bulb in the sky. Prayer changes things. Everything is spiritual, and you must approach everything from that viewpoint. Because when you start looking at stuff in natural, you're going to get anxiety. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to feel like God don't care about you, like he ain't listening. Every time, hands down, when I was upset that God wasn't answering my prayer, and then something happened later that he answered it in a different way, I was like, oh my goodness. I'm so glad that he didn't answer my prayer, because I was praying for something crazy. I was praying for something stupid, thinking I was praying for a good thing, and I wasn't praying the will of God. But God saw my heart and he knew what I desired. See, he knows the desires of your heart. The desire of my heart was something that I couldn't even articulate. I prayed it the best way I knew how, and God ended up manifesting it in a way that only he could do. This is exactly how he's going to do with you. So don't get weary in your praying. Don't get tired and give up. Don't say, oh, God don't care about me. God don't love me. God is perfect in all his ways, and your prayers will be answered perfectly as well. The widow's prayer was not about her influence. It wasn't about her status in life. It wasn't about who she knew. It was about her unwillingness to stop going again and again and again. She showed up over and over and over. See, what we have to understand is this: persistent prayer isn't about us trying to convince God to do something for us. It's not about us trying to persuade him and make him do something for us. It's about trusting him enough to know that he's going to show up. And so therefore, we keep showing up. It's not about wearing God down. It's about standing firm until his timing meets your needs. Sometimes prayer doesn't change things immediately, but it does change your posture, your endurance, and your ability to stand while God is working behind the scenes. Your ability to trust even when you can't see with your natural eyes. So, the word for you today is to pray without ceasing, because God is answering. Do not stop knocking. Do not stop calling. Prayer is not just something that you're always asking God for either. It doesn't mean that every day you have to go before him and say, God, can you please do this? Can you please do that? No, it means that you are in a rhythm of openness to the Lord. You are in a rhythm of prayer. You are in an atmosphere of prayer, of being open, of listening, of discerning, so that you can also hear, because sometimes your answered prayer is hinged on an instruction for you to do something. Sometimes your answer is on the side of your obedience. That's a whole other message that I've already done before, but I'm willing to do it again. Listen, whatever you do, don't stop praying. Don't stop seeking. Don't stop calling. Don't stop going before the Lord and asking. Do not stop, because God is answering your prayers. And many of you, he has already answered. Be blessed on today. I love you today. God loves you so much more. Pray without ceasing and watch God answer. Until next time, I'll see you soon.